It's finally time. It's time for my week one predictions. You don't know how long I've been waiting to say that and record this video. The season starts in 2 days. Thursday night's opener, and we are starting out with a bang. Bills versus Rams in LA, SoFi Stadium. Rams are throwing up the banner from last season, and the Bills are coming. The Bills are in town. A possible Super Bowl preview, if you're asking me. And I've talked about the Bills a lot in the video coming tomorrow, the NFL award predictions. If that maybe gives you a hint about anything, but I think the Bills are on a mission. Since their game against the Chiefs, I knew that this season was going to be something special. I'm not talking 72 Dolphins going undefeated, but I think they're going to be close to that. Maybe not like one loss or two, but I think that they're going to be a damn good team this year, and I think that they start off with a bang. Next up, Patriots versus Dolphins. Going to have a full preview on this game, probably Saturday night before the game. But I'm going with the Dolphins in this one. I think the Patriots are really not as good as anybody thinks. Dolphins. I think the Patriots are not going to have an answer for the Dolphins offense. Nobody knows what's coming. Even the Dolphins player. I mean, at this point they probably do, but basically nobody in the world other than the Dolphins organizations know what's. Next up, we have Patriots versus Dolphins. I'm going to have a full preview about this game probably Saturday night, the day before the game. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins in this one. I think nobody in the world, except for probably the organization, knows what's coming from the Dolphins offense this game. Belichick may know what's coming like a little bit from I don't know, from Lynn Bowden probably because they signed him to the practice squad. But Mike McDaniel's going to come up with some crazy stuff. We're talking Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, same side of the field, and the rest is just going to be history. I think Tua is going to have a crazy game. Defense is going to hold Mac Jones. And the Patriots, it won't be too tough to do that. I think Mac Jones is going to have about 4 completions to Xavier Howard once again. But we'll see what happens. I think the Dolphins should really be able to easily win this game. Saints versus Falcons, really not going to talk about this game too much. I think the Saints win this one pretty easily. Falcons are probably the worst team in the league, and they're going to be looking to get that first pick next season. 49ers versus Bears, once again, the Bears are really not a good team. Niners are not what I think that everybody else does. But I think it's going to be a fun matchup of Trey Lance versus Justin Fields. But I'm going to take the Niners in this one. And then moving on to Steelers versus Bengals. The reigning AFC champions. Obviously, we all know about the Super Bowl hangover, where the team that loses the Super Bowl basically misses the playoffs the following year. But I've talked about it multiple times. I think the Bengals are going to be an exception for that. They should be able to win this game. It's in Cincinnati. Just announced a couple hours ago that Mitch Trubisky will be the starting quarterback for that game. I don't think it's going to make a difference whether it's him or Kenny Pickett or even Mason Rudolph, but I think the Bengals should easily be able to win this game. Eagles versus Lions. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't be surprised if this one went either way. I think the Lions could definitely come out and surprise a lot of people and potentially compete to win this game, but I think that the Eagles are going to be able to do it. Eagles are definitely a sleeper team to make the Super Bowl or be a competitor in the NFC conference, but with the Lions being a bit inexperienced, I think the Eagles should be able to take this one. And with the Ravens and Jets, I'll fly by this one. I think the Ravens win. Zach Wilson still has not been yet to be ruled out, but I will say now, I think it's going to be Joe Flacco starting that game. And even if it does happen to be Zach Wilson, I'm taking the Ravens. Like, I really do not care. Jags versus Commanders. Travis Etienne's NFL debut in a game that really counts. Trevor Lawrence's first, I don't want to say debut, but now it's basically with new weapons, a new O-line, new head coach, basically new everything around him. But I still think that the Commanders win this game due to experience. Carson Wentz and Terry McLaurin should be able to have a solid game for each other. But I think that the Commanders win this one based off of experience. I do think that the Jaguars will be better than the Commanders this season, though. And next up with the Browns and Panthers, not going to lie, I was kind of on edge with this one too. I ended up taking the Panthers though, just because as a Dolphins fan, I already know how the whole entire Jacoby Brissett thing goes. Saw it last season a lot when Tua went down, but I don't think it's going to be any different. I think the Browns are not going to be good at all with Jacoby Brissett, and I think Baker Mayfield beats his former team, lives up to the expectations. Maybe not for the season, but definitely in week one he does. Colts versus Texans. Looking forward to see Matt Ryan's debut in Indianapolis. But it's a pretty easy pick here. I'm going with the Colts. Texans are not going to be good this season at all. Titans versus Giants. Not going to fly right by this, actually. There's always one game in week one that makes you say, what the fuck? Like, how did that just happen? Last season, it was basically the Saints and Packers where the Saints won 28-3 or something, or 38-3, I think it was. And in this one, I think it's this game. I think the Giants beat the Titans, and it's not going to be a crazy high-scoring game or anything. People are going to be talking about it. Is Daniel Jones really the answer? Did Brian Daboll really just solve the issue? No, for either of those questions. I just think that the Giants somehow win this game. Not going to know how, not going to know why, but Giants are going to suck. It's just going to happen somehow. Packers versus Vikings. The Packers always seem to suck week one of the season, and I'm going to take the Vikings in this game. I think the Vikings are going to be a different story this season than they were last year. Kevin O'Connell, I think, is really going to change this offense, get Justin Jefferson really involved and making him an MVP contender this season. I think Kirk Cousins is going to have a crazy breakout year. Maybe not breakout, but you know what I mean. I think he's going to really exceed expectations. And I think that the Vikings can definitely pull out this win in week one. Chiefs-Cardinals, DeAndre Hopkins will be missing from this Cardinals roster. And Kyler Murray is going to be throwing a tantrum once again at some point in this game. But no matter what weapons Patrick Mahomes has, I think even with MVS and Juju Smith-Schuster and Sky Moore as his top three guys, even Travis Kelce, I forgot to mention, I think that the Chiefs are going to easily be able to win this game. The game is in Arizona. Yeah, I don't really think it's going to make a difference. I'm taking the Chiefs in this one. Raiders versus Chargers. This is probably going to be the game of the day, maybe other than Sunday Night Football, but everybody should be watching this game. I really hope that people are. Obviously, the new look Raiders with Davante Adams and the new look Chargers with an improved defense, Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson. Carr versus Herbert and their web. It's going to be an absolutely insane game. I'm taking the Chargers in this one. Definitely could be the Raiders. It's going to be an important divisional matchup because that's going to matter in such a tough division. So starting out with the divisional matchup is definitely something that these teams are looking forward to. It's a recap of the last regular season game of last season, which basically the Raiders won and got them into the playoffs and eliminated the Chargers. They're going to be looking for revenge, and I think that they are going to get it. Sunday Night Football and with the Bucks versus Cowboys, I was really on edge till the very last pick. I'm making my decision actually right now, and I'm taking the Bucks. I think the Cowboys definitely have a fair chance of getting revenge from the opening game last season, but I think that the Bucks are going to be really good this season. I think Brady's on a mission once again to get a final ring before he retires. Don't think it's going to actually happen, but I think that they're going to start out the season right, taking a win over the Cowboys once again. America's team really isn't going to get a lot of love after this game. And then Monday Night Football to wrap up week one. I feel like the schedule makers knew what they were doing with this one. Russell Wilson and the Broncos, Russell Wilson returning to Seattle along with the Broncos heading over there. I think the Broncos easily win this game. It's gonna be a fun game to watch with Russ obviously getting some type of tribute video. I'm sure the fans are gonna go crazy for him. But Seattle should have done more to keep him around. Either way, I think the Broncos easily win this game. Seattle's going to be looking for that number one pick. But that will wrap up. I loved making these week one predictions. We'll probably have a recap for each week. I'm really looking forward to these games, and football is finally back.